All right. I'm going through these quick, fellas. All right. Our next game. Sorry, next game. Next topic. Another team that's swimming in deep waters. The Cincinnati Bengals. Kind of similar to the 49ers, but they have more of a easier path, I would say. No, I wouldn't say easier path because they don't have no chance of winning the division. 49ers actually still have a chance if they win out. But the Bengals, mathematically, they still have a chance. Before I throw the question to y'all, I'm just going to give y'all the scenario where they can actually get to the playoffs. This is why I wanted this to be a question. The question is, are the Bengals done? But before y'all answer, matter of fact, I'm actually answering first in this one. The Bengals, for them to get to the playoffs, they got to win out. That's number one. All right, we know that much. All right, and they tell y'all what their schedule is. I should have had a graphic for this. They got at Tennessee, at home versus the Browns, home versus the Broncos, and at Pittsburgh. Okay. They also need some help. They need Miami Dolphins to lose at least 2 more games. Who do the Dolphins play? I got you. Houston Texans at Houston, against the 49ers at home, at Cleveland, and at the Jets. They need 2 losses from the Dolphins, and they also need 2 losses from the Broncos. Obviously, the Bengals got to serve one of them losses because they play each other. They got at home against the Colts, at Chargers. That's a game too. That's going to be a game. They both got a tie record, and they're in the same division. At Bengals and versus the Chiefs. So all the Bengals done. Yo, this not crazy, but I'm going to say, no, they're not done. They not done. I'm sorry. They not done. First of all, you look at the help they need. The Broncos, Colts, they got to play 4 teams who are fighting for playoffs. 4, except for the Chiefs. All right? They got to play the Colts, who the Colts still have an opportunity to win their division. They are only 2 games behind the Texans. That's it. They got the Chargers, who have the same record as them, who are also shuffling for a playoff spot, who haven't been to the playoffs in 2 years since Trevor Lawrence beat them at throwing 3 interceptions in the first quarter. They got the Bengals, who we were talking about, and they got to end it with the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs is a different scenario because the Chiefs might be resting their players, depending on what the Bills do. And Pittsburgh. Y'all know Pittsburgh second in the AFC, right? I hope y'all know that. They are second in the AFC right now. Mm-hmm. So Pittsburgh. So I'm going to say yes, the Broncos are going to lose 2 more games. Let me say that. The Dolphins, Dave, at Houston, I'm not high on Houston, but it's a playoff game. They need to win this game. 49ers, I ain't high on the 49ers, Dave, but y'all the 49ers in the day. Cleveland and Jets. Now, this is going to be the tough one right here because Miami could win all 4 of these games, in my opinion. They win all 4 of these games.
But they could also lose all 4 of these games,
too. They could also lose. You know, you got Jameis Winston. You know what I mean? You know how that goes. And it's going to be in. You know what, Dave? This one in Cleveland. This one's going to be in Cleveland on prime time, Sunday night.
It might be snowing.
It might be snowing. So they could lose 2 games. But then
let me predict this now. I believe they lose that game because Tua has not won in the cold. He's 0-9 in the cold. I think under 30 degrees, he's 0-9.
And in the season in New York,
it's a guarantee that they're not going to. No, I think they lose that game.
They end the season in New York. Let me do this real quick. He'll figure it out. All right. But then the Bengals, you know, they not. I mean, they got Pittsburgh in the season. That's why making these predictions is kind of hard because it all depends on that last game of the season, what's going on. Because Pittsburgh might be a lock.
Yeah.
You know, but that Denver game gonna be important. But they gotta beat Tennessee and they gotta beat the Browns. They struggle. Joe Burrow has a bad history against the Browns. He just does. The Browns do a good job against the Bengals. But are they done? Am I saying they're going to win it? No, I'm not saying that, Dave. But are they done? No. I do have more faith in the Bengals making the playoffs based on this scenario than somebody like y'all or like the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Somebody got the same kind of record as them. I think their pathway makes more sense than y'all pathway because y'all need like these better teams to lose, like the Rams and stuff like that, who beat y'all twice like that. So they're not fighting for the division, they're fighting for a playoff spot. And they play one of the teams that they're trying to take. So I'm going to say no, they're not done, especially how well the offense playing.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Mark.
Dave. Oh, Mark, go ahead. Yeah, I was playing musical chairs out here. You was on mute. You on mute.
Yeah, with Cincinnati, normally they're a team that get hot towards the end of the year. They've always been the same team that get hot towards the end of the year. But I think this year it's a little bit too late. I don't think their defense is really that good. They like last in almost everything. I feel like in like defensive categories. Normally when Cincinnati do come, surge have a late surge come back for the season, they have a a better ranked defense. And it don't matter how good your offense is, you need to at least be in the middle of the pack for your, defensive wise for your team to win. Cincinnati is not, their defense is not on that level yet. They're not on that level this year. The defense is bad, even though they got the person that's leading the league in sacks and Hendrickson. He got what 9.5 or 8.5. He leading the league in sacks, but that's just one part of it. The secondary is bad. It's awful. You got the who else on the D line is doing work. You know, offensively they can keep up with the best of them, but they just can't stop nobody. And when you can't stop nobody, you don't have a chance. So is and I don't think the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins went out since Tua came back. He has been balling. He's been like a top three quarterback in the league since he came back. Honestly,
13,
like never.
13 touchdowns, one interception since he's been back.
So and the Broncos, do they lose two? I don't think so. Sean Payton got they on the same. I ain't gonna say the same level as Washington. I think their defense is a little better than Washington, but like offensively, they got a great rookie quarterback. Somebody that played a lot of games in college, which you don't really see anymore. Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels had the most games played in college as quarterbacks coming out. He had like 55, and he had like 65, and Jaden had like 55. So they both played a lot of games in college, so a lot of stuff is not like unfamiliar to them. They've seen a lot of it before, so that gives them an upper hand as a quarterback, especially as a rookie quarterback this late in the season. So it's not really anything that they haven't seen before. Um, so Cincinnati, like I said, the last topic, when you need somebody to help you get in, it don't normally work in your favor. You got to be able to control your own destiny because they can't control their own destiny. They started too late. They got on they started too late. So they started to win games too late, and they lost to the wrong teams. So do I think they got a chance to get in the playoffs? It could happen. Anything could happen, but will it happen? No, it won't happen. It won't happen. They can play. They can definitely play spoiler though to a lot of teams. They can play spoiler to a lot of teams.
And especially
You know,
Denver.
yeah, you know what, Mark? It's rare that me and you agree on some topics. It is, but I think I don't think they make the playoffs. I don't. I don't think they make it. I think it's it. When it comes when you talk about that schedule, I think the Browns is easily a game that they could lose. I
Yeah.
really do. I really think that's a game that they could lose. The Titans, I think it's possible because the Titans have a really good defense. Now the Washington, played a little bit
Oh
different.
my God.
Washington played a little different than that. But then you see the week after Washington played them, they actually had their defense showed up. So I think it just all depends. It all depends. The last game of the season with the Steelers, that could be a game that they could win if Steelers are sitting everybody out. But then again, depending on where that game is at the end of the season, that could be a position to where Pittsburgh is fighting for the number one seed. So you never know because they only have what one or two losses. They have three losses. I'm talking about behind Kansas City because Kansas
Oh,
City only have
two.
one loss. So they
Mm-hmm.
got two losses behind Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City goes 16-1. I don't think that happens. I think they
Yeah.
lose another game or two. So they could be fighting in position for that. So that could be two losses for them right there. Now, when you talk about the Dolphins could easily lose out, but they could also win out. They need a lot of help. The Broncos are a really good team as well. The Broncos can beat the Chargers. They almost beat the Chiefs, but they had a field goal blocked, so you had that going. the Broncos defense is good, depending on who they play. Because when they played against the Browns, they gave up 37 points. But when they played another game, they didn't give up a lot of points. So I don't think the Bengals make the playoffs. Like you said, I think they have way too much that needs to happen for them to be able to make it. They need all these other teams control their destiny. So it's not them. They have what 2 or 3 other teams that control their destiny to get to the playoffs. So I don't think they make it. I think it's done.
Yeah, it's not like it's one team that need to lose 2 games. You got 2 games, 2 teams that need to lose 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got somebody else, when somebody else got their hand on that button, it's not gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna happen. And I don't think the Dolphins lose. I don't think the Dolphins lose 2 games. I don't think the Broncos lose 2 games.
I think the Dolphins can lose 2 games, but to me, it's all the other teams. It's just that you need all these other teams to lose as well. That's the thing. Yeah. And they play one of these teams. They have to play against the Broncos. They have to actually beat them. So that's another thing. And the Bengals defense is not good. It's not good. They're going to allow points.
Trash.
They have the most losses when scoring 30-plus points because they also give up 30-plus points.
Crazy.
It's just they if they make the playoffs, they're getting bounced in the first round. I'm sorry.
That just goes to show you that the quarterback ain't the only thing that's going to win. Like having a good quarterback.
Their offense has been good. Their offense. Joe Burrow has been playing like an MVP this year.
Yeah.
But they're 5-8.
Crazy.
Phillip Rivers too.
Jamar Chase has been playing like he should be in the MVP conversation, but they're 5-8. He is the Triple Crown leader in receiving right now, leading in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. The only thing he's not leading the receiving in is yards per catch. He's 62nd in the league in that. But other than that, he's leading everything else. So this offense is dynamic, but the defense is just terrible. The defense just can't stop nobody. So I don't think that they win out.
All right, well, we'll see. Only time will tell. We'll see. And let's see about these upset alert picks. All right, y'all. Last topic. Upset alert. Y'all know the deal. How upset alert works. You pick a team based on the spread. Who's an underdog? All right, underdog winner. I like that. You pick a team when the spread was an underdog. Right? You look at the 2 teams based on who's plus money. You pick one of those teams, and you tell us why they're gonna win. All right. So far, me personally, I am 3-1, 3-2. I lost 2 in a row. Oof. I lost last week, and I lost when the Colts. Not pick the Colts. Not pick the Patriots. And Dave, do you know your record, Dave? You on mute.
I think I'm 0-2.
It's not. You ain't get it. Okay, 0-2. See, I picked the Cardinals 3 weeks in a row. No, 2 weeks in a row. They got me, and then the Titans got me, and then I lost 2 in a row. And Mark, you never done this, right?
I did it once. I lost. I had the Panthers beating the Eagles.
You were close though. You were last week. That's right. Last week. That's right. Last week. You were close.